Welcome back to God's Sentinels of the Future in the Angel Scrolls. In this next presentation, I have 3 short videos of Maylor that I did back in 2009 and 2010. I had to download these straight from the YouTube website because I've went through several computers since I started all this. I do have the originals on backup drive somewhere, but it's easier to find the ones that I haven't done presentations for on YouTube sometimes. I think you'll find these videos quite interesting, because it seems no matter what videos I choose to do next, they are current and seem to confirm some of the things I said in previous presentations. Like this first one, for example. Maylor answers me when I ask him what he thinks about my understanding of him, and then he prompts me to reverse the file. Not too long ago I talked about how all 3 of my budgies asked me to reverse the recordings, and this is a perfect example of that. I also talked about how the versions are quite often different, and Maylor mentions that as well. So this first short recording is called Meow. Don't ask me why I named it that. You may find out later. But he says, so I ask him, Maylor, how do you think my understanding is of you? And he responds, it's good. You understand that Maylor is talking. We're going to play around a bit. Let's go and reverse something here. And it'll be very special, Ryan. I understood it's the arrangement that you'll probably prefer. And then in reverse he says, I think you're already reversing. Maylor is helping Ryan with his reverse and must remember that many can be a real issue with versions given since you have evolved. If you find that, just reverse me. We have the same actual video.
How do you think my understanding is of you?
In this next video, originally called The Air, Maylor talks about other things I recently mentioned in a presentation, like how everything is clear when I do a reversal, how budgies can relay another version from heaven, and how they can comment about things I said on previous presentations. He also talks about a special event that will happen which will help people to accept this work. So this next video is called The Air, and it finishes off a sentence from the previous video. He says, that frees Ryan to think again. Train yourself, Ryan, to reverse when you want the angels. Everything's clear when you reverse our language in a river that's spiritual for budgies. Budgies will give Ryan another version. Our true love for God can make reference to presentations, for God's river runs quantumly in time. You can learn a lesson that will come from Ryan's captions. Eventually, he'll get to finish them. Hey Ryan, you know we need Earth to last forever. We want to mention that it doesn't matter when your lessons are believable, for they will accept your work when we have a special event in our religion. You can't run away from the work here. Your passion and your right education will allow a serious, and then in reverse, he says, experience for others who will not forget that our mission is right from heaven. Our efforts have a big part in the way others will learn how Ryan did this. The time for this is beginning to have an effect. This legend is a peaceful history of the challenge we have to encourage humanity. They'll cherish these lessons the angels completed as a legacy of truth that's never been revealed. We'll have everything you need on your way to heaven. Every day will help with a philosophy of good family. With our events, we'll endeavor to change you. We'll have events that help someone that wants to study from heaven. So you can't forget everything Ryan did. In this next video, I believe Maylor is referring to how the Catholic Church and some other religions frown on divorce, separation, and seeking new partners. He also mentions the different rivers again that I talked about in a previous presentation. In presentation 31, I talked about some of the challenges we have with children these days. After I was finished and the presentation was posted, I realized that I forgot about one of the most important things, and that is the amount of divorces and family separations, which seem to be getting higher every year. This too definitely can have an effect on the children, and that is what this next video focuses on. He also talks about the violence against women and what options women have if they are in an abusive relationship. I really like the way he starts off this one as well, more or less saying that this video will be much clearer than the previous one. So this video was previously called The Election, and Maylor says, "We know the next set of reverse will be good. There must be a lot of stuff you may learn through us. But if you think you're spiritual, this is for the rest of your life, where there might just be more empathy. Rivers learned focused on a lot of support. People married will agree that family needs their strength back. Let's visualize what's better for your family these days. Is it better if they love a person, which can be seen by the amount of violence they elected to expel? There are crazy people, but we'll look at violence against women. When there is violence, a woman's trust will elapse by evil. If they live with men that do this, they won't be so trusting and escape in life. They'll have to start a new life. Once more, they'll live again to get respected. They must have reasons to love, or for the most part of their life, they will not see there's a chance with the next guy they know. If they're in the river of vanity, they will think about a loveless marriage, but will feel lonely first. They will need to escape if their love is supporting violence. When they're forging vanity, many loves have good times. Millions will want the papers where you're locked in. There are men doing it with bad reasons. They will not be, and then we'll continue on with the reverse. In the reverse part, he says, they will not be the same and will lead to divorces when there is family. If they will have kids and family that still live like this, it's going to actually increase your problems. We all should have courage to sanctify and have a more loving life. They will defend you for this courage that release them from all the worries. Children will ask to live with the one and actually will choose. If family can never get true love, they'll need to get a fresh start, as a certain lack of this love can challenge their future relationships. It's a good question if you have problems later when there is someone. You will tell them the love that we live is supposed to be there in our soul for them. That philosophy shall help parents who have the right to leave their family. If you're searching for another partner and you love your family, you'll raise your voice to the real truth. The spiritual really don't have to be apart from love while they try to better their life. They'll know God will never leave who comes alone to the family and a religion he's taught. Life is your gift with God's spiritual love that somehow lasts forever. It is the love you must recover first. This completes this presentation. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to join us, you can come to theangelscrolls.com and click onto the forum link at the top, where we will be adding the newest presentations. Bye for now.